Here is a warning. There's going to be a postscript or two, one of which will include spoilers. Right then, hello there, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you happen to be. Now that introduction is out of the way, I can introduce myself formally. My name is Paul, I'm the man behind Knickknack's Old Peculiar, the world's most incredibly repetitive blog. I'm also the man behind Knickknack's Daily Teaser, which is a hopefully fun sort of daily brain teaser quizzes. I am also the brains behind a lot of movie reviews. I will watch movies and write about them on the blog and post my video reviews here on YouTube. I will also talk about TV shows I've watched. Now, for the past few Sundays, I've been watching For All Mankind, and I will try and put the card in for those in the corner there underneath the little eye. And I found it a very enjoyable series. I've also been watching Picard, Star Trek Picard, the last apparent series of Star Trek Picard. I thought to myself, I should watch it once a week. I shall then tell you about it as soon as I can. Last night was Friday the 24th. Today is, of course, Saturday the 25th. So it's time for me to tell you about what I thought about episode 2 of Star Trek Picard,
Disengage.
Episode 2, Disengage, opens with a summary of last week's episode, showing us that Admiral Picard, Patrick Stewart, and Captain Riker, Jonathan Frakes, have found themselves trapped on the SS Helios with an injured Dr. Crusher, Gates McFadden, and a young man who introduces himself as Jack Crusher, played by Ed Spielers. We're reminded Raffi, Michelle Hurd, has been deeply undercover and witness to the destruction of a Starfleet recruitment centre, something we're told, and she's told, that was the work of a Romulan terrorist. We then move to a flashback of 2 years earlier, a flashback that shows us Jack arriving at Sarnia 9 with a cargo of what he describes as medical supplies to the Fenris Rangers who board his ship, the unofficial police for the area that board his ship. It's medical supplies that include quite a large number of guns, something the Rangers are a little bit suspicious about. The scene jumps back to now, where the Helios is being threatened by a very large ship, one that, as Jack points out rather cynically, isn't here to negotiate. As Captain Riker points out, they might be able to get help from USS Titan if they can get Beverly's life pod to the shuttle. The only problem there is that the USS Titan shuttle has just been blown up. Now, what did I make of Disengage? What did I make of this particular second episode? I have to admit to being very impressed with the first episode, The Next Generation. It's an almost perfect... No, scrub that. The Next Generation is a perfect opening episode. It sets everything up well. It introduces old and new characters. It introduces us to a menacing threat and does all of that whilst reeling us in like codfish with some really good storytelling and some very good performances. Is Disengage as good? Is it on a par? Yes, it bloody well is. Absolutely it is. Story-wise, and for starters, it's showing us more of Raffi's story, reminding us all that as competent as she is, she still has her vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities that get or have caused a rift with her family, and in her encounter with Sneed, the Ferengi gangster, put her in as much danger as she has ever been, both physically and mentally. She's battling, and successfully battling, addiction until this episode. The fact that Michelle Hurd's performance allows the show to reintroduce Michael Dorn as Worf only helps. Now, I've got to be honest, Michelle Hurd is the star of the show, as far as I'm concerned, so Disengage, seeing her in full flow here is quite good. And seeing that Worf is her handler, the intelligence officer who's running her as an agent, certainly adds an extra layer to that performance, and to Michael Dorn's performance as Worf. He's one of the longest running Star Trek characters who's gets a frequent appearance in most of the series for the past few years. The episode also introduces Amanda Plummer as Vadik, the apparent main villain of the piece. If you didn't know it, Amanda Plummer is the daughter of Christopher Plummer, who many Star Trek fans will remember as Chang in Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country, and he was a scenery-chewing highlight. Has his daughter made an equal impact as Vadic? Now, I don't know how well her character will do, how popular Vadic will be with fans over the course of the story, but in the 10 minutes or so of screen time we saw of her, Amanda Plummer stole the episode. Mostly stole the episode, at least as far as I'm concerned. She's absolutely riveting to watch, but there was one scene that caught me. Absolutely wordless scene that caught me. There's a very restrained meeting near the end of Disengage between Gates McFadden's Beverly Crusher and Patrick Stewart's Jean-Luc Picard. It was just gorgeous to watch. Neither of them said a word. They were utterly silent in this interchange, but both spoke volumes with their faces. That scene will be putting the cat amongst the pigeons for at least a week, easily. Is Disengage a good episode? Yes, it is. Has it introduced a very intriguing villain? Yes, it has. Has it put Picard and company in danger? Oh my god, yes it has, and my word, don't you just know it if you've seen it. Will I be watching the next episode, 17 seconds, next Friday, and have my review up on Saturday? How could I not? Frankly, after 2 episodes, Star Trek Picard's looks like it's shaping up very well indeed. As a final word, it's Saturday the 25th as I record and upload this. Tomorrow is Sunday, so I'll be watching Happy Valley tomorrow night, the 4th episode of For All Mankind's 3rd series. Please feel free to join me on Monday when I have my written video reviews up of that. Okay, that'll be the 27th of February. I am going to be watching 17 Seconds, the next episode of Star Trek Picard, on Friday the 3rd of March. My written and video reviews may be just a little bit early, as next Saturday is my birthday, so I'm getting treated to a very posh dinner. Either way, I will see you then. You have a good week. Take care, have fun, live long and prosper. Right, just as a first footnote, the one that's not going to be contentious, I've got a new... It's my birthday in a few days' time. I've got a little bit of cash to spend, and I've spent part of that cash on a new big waistcoat and a new webcam for my Mac. It's, let's have a look at the spec here on Amazon. It's a cheap one made by a company called IRA RUCW. Quite what that stands for, I do not know. The camera seems okay enough to me. The microphone's a little bit tinny, so it's going to be something I'm going to, maybe play around with. Right, this is postscript, or maybe footnote number 2. This is a spoiler, so there'll be alarms going off. Jack Crusher is Jean-Luc Picard's son. Don't say I didn't warn you it was a spoiler.
Spoiler.